The Atlanta Falcons and their fan base are absolutely on cloud nine right now after beating the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we know this victory over the 49ers comes with an asterisk because the 49ers had tons of defensive linemen not available to play in this game. Javon Kinlaw was not available along with Bosa and Eric Armstead. So this led to the Falcons being able to run the football down the Niners' throat. And now you're finding great moments like this from the fans. Atlanta Falcons posting this on their Twitter account. This guy running through with full enthusiasm, ripping this shirt off, and everybody celebrates out there in Atlanta after getting that victory against the San Francisco 49ers. Hilarious to see these people pumped up in a season that was not expected to be much for the Atlanta Falcons. And then you have Arthur Smith taking the offensive line to get some beers upstairs in the suites after the victory. He promised that if they get over 100 rushing yards and they beat the 49ers, he would take them up there to get some beers, and he delivered on that as they go and have some buds up there. And a lot of people looked at Marcus Mariota and said, okay, you got a bridge QB. You're going to let Desmond Ridder, the third-round pick, study under Mariota for a year. And a lot of people, even, after the preseason games, when you see a little bit of Desmond Ridder, people get hyped a lot of times on preseason. A lot of people are saying, oh, we need to start Desmond Ridder over Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota, just a bridge QB, just a temporary guy. But now we have Mariota making some insane plays. Mariota really keeping the Falcons in every game, and not only on the field, but you have these stories about him kind of having this cool head in critical situations. Caleb Huntley, the running back, was talking about how he had some anxiety during the game, and it took a guy like Mariota to calm him down. He's been in big moments in his career, and he's kind of at a point in his career where he's getting a second chance. And like he said in the press conference, not a lot of people in his position get second chances, but he's been in big games, has experience, and he's capitalizing. After being the player of the game against the 49ers, 144 passer rating, only missed one pass. At the same time, I think he had like 13 attempts, but 179 total yards. This is rushing and passing, 2 passing TDs and 1 rushing TD. And that really is what kind of keeps the Falcons in games a lot of times. Yes, Mariota hasn't always been clicking with his receivers. We know Kyle Pitts has been wanting the ball a little bit more, and then he suffered with some injuries, which caused some problems. But Mariota has been able to make those critical runs in key situations, 3rd and long here against the 49ers, able to pick up this first down. So many QBs cannot do this. When it is 3rd and 15, you still have a shot with Marcus Mariota to pick up that first down, whether it be by throwing or running. And the offensive line has not given them a lot of time in the passing game, but in terms of the run game, they really helped this kind of running back committee pick up tons of yards against the 49ers. They've been in a tough position where they got to make up for Cordell Patterson going on injured reserve. Cordell Patterson showing some love to Arthur Smith right before the game. They have all these running backs they've been able to plug in, Algier and Huntley, part of that committee. And then you have the Falcons here sitting at 3-3 in the division, tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had an opportunity to maybe get the lead against the Buccaneers, and then you have the controversial roughing the passer call that helped Brady be able to put that game away, basically. But the Falcons could have easily won that game. They could have easily won against the Rams. It was a late interception to Jalen Ramsey. However, the point being is that the Falcons could have easily won in those 2 games. They could have easily beat the Saints in week 1. And just like what Arthur Smith, head coach of the Falcons, have been saying, Mariota has gotten better over time. He was really not playing for 2 years. For the past 2 years with the Raiders, he was injured for part of his first year. In the second year, he was that gadget guy, sort of a Taysom Hill-like figure who would come in, run the read option, and then that's basically it. That's basically all Mariota did. But he did say he was able to learn a lot of things being behind Derek Carr, being in Gruden's system, kind of learning with those figures. He says he's able to develop as a quarterback due to that situation. One thing in particular is he says he's always been soft-spoken. He's never really mentioned how he feels about certain plays and whatnot. He's kind of just listened to the coach, put his head down. But then he saw how Derek Carr kind of has some command with his offense, kind of tells his coaches, hey, I don't like this play, I don't like that play. And Mariota is being more vocal, and it's leading to tons of success for the Falcons. Could have easily beaten the Saints, could have easily beaten the Bucs and the Rams. Very, very, very close games. They could be an undefeated team right now, and nobody predicted this. Prior to the beginning of the season, everybody just thought, oh, this is another tank year. Yes, Arthur Smith went 7-10, but that was with Matt Ryan buy-in last year. This is a tank year with Mariota building and building for when Desmond Ridder takes over, but that is not happening anymore. Football Outsiders showing that Atlanta Falcons, they are the biggest movers in the NFC and actually are among the whole NFL when it comes to playoff odds. These guys were not in it at all, but they have moved 19% since the start of the season. That is absolutely insane. But when you're looking at the Falcons' rest of the schedule, the fact that they almost beat Tom Brady and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are totally collapsing, he's going through a divorce, there's turmoil there. I don't see the Buccaneers having a great rest of the season, especially with Brady at quarterback, but you got some winnable games going forward. You have the Panthers, who are totally collapsing. The Robbie Anderson fiasco kind of showed internally what's happening with the Panthers. And then after that, you have the Bears, who are just really cannot find a way to score points with Justin Fields. It's kind of been embarrassing at this point. Justin Fields doesn't look happy. Who knows how long Matt Eberflus is going to even be there. And then you also have the Commanders. Carson Wentz injured, possibly IR, at least 4 to 6 weeks. No quarterback there unless Taylor Heineke gets it together. Steelers, this is a rebuild year with Kenny Pickett. And then you also have your bye week. Saints, Ravens, Cardinals, and Bucks. So really, the teams that you would predict if you were kind of just being, a better or something that these Falcons lose are really the last 3 games of the season. I mean, those are the ones that they have the less odds of winning at this point against the Cardinals, who will have DeAndre Hopkins back. Robbie Anderson, maybe that makes them a little bit special. The Ravens are always dangerous with their defense and Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson does tend to self-destruct. That's true. Then you got Brady and the Bucks. Brady and the Bucks, if it's a close game, maybe they'll call a roughing the passer call on Grady Jarrett again. That could definitely happen when you're playing Brady and the Bucks. But I look at this Falcons team, I look at these games that they have ahead of them, and I'm saying, how do they not make the playoffs? How do they not make the playoffs this year? It's all on them. If Marcus Mariota could also improve in the passing game and they can get that rolling a little bit more, especially with Kyle Pitts being more involved this last game, having a touchdown reception, the sky is the limit for the Falcons this year, and hopefully for them, they pull it off. The vast majority of my viewers are not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more NFL content. My name is Wi-Fi Willie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.